Yo, what's up guys, Peek here again. I'm back with another Cypher camera video. Today it's for patch 1.12 and it's new cameras, but also the best cameras for each bomb site and also attacker site. So I've decided to reduce the amount of cameras that are repetitive, and if you want to see all the cameras, I would suggest maybe checking some of the older videos, but for this one I'm specifically targeting cameras that are getting shot out and also cameras that are feeling old. And we're updating them, we're checking in, okay, which ones are the best for the ranked mode, solo queue, maybe you want a 5-stack even. We're picking the best ones for that, and hope you guys will enjoy it. Leave a comment and a subscription if you want more of this content, and also if you want to see what it looks like when I play Cypher, head over to twitch.tv/GhostSpeak and leave a follow there. Ascent A Site. You place the camera on the wall, and now you can see enemies in the chokes. And then you can also go for this one on the other side. And both of them work well with one-way smokes. A Lobby. Get up on the motorbike, then jump up here and make sure you clear the choke. That way enemies won't kill you. Line up the crosshair with that dot. And now turn and use the UI lines like I do, and then jump and place it. And now you can see enemies on A site. Ascent Mid. Place the camera here. Standard position, pretty good. And then you can do a different one from B side here in mid. Like that, you see mid and garden, and that's all you need. Let's see for B main. Camera here. This one scouts both main and mid. It's really good for when you need to hold both angles, especially when you're denying flanks. Place a camera here, and now you can scout market and B main. Then we have one more. Place it in the window carefully, and now you can see in on sight everywhere. Ascent B Site. Camera goes here. That's pretty much the best camera you can set up, and you see everywhere when you're holding on defense. Then we have one alternative that you place up here. You can see a bit more into B main, although it's not that much, and you have pretty much the same vision. Then a retake camera, place it there, and now you can see enemies backside and on site as well as market. Then we have one for defender spawns that you place by standing on these barrels and then aiming up on that wall, and now bam, you have vision over mid, but also defender spawn behind you. Really nice camera. Here's another one that you place in spawn, and now you can see all of defense spawn. Behind A site. So go with the back into the wall until you stand still, and then jump and place it here. And now you can see into bathroom as well as short. Another one for A short is up on the box, and now place the camera on the pipes. That way you can see enemies as they enter for lamps as well as sight. If you place the camera a bit more to the left, you can see enemies on short as well as when they enter on sight, and if they want to go for TP. This here is a bit more defensive camera. It's still very nice because you can see enemies bathroom and lamps. Find A buff. Set the camera here, and now you can instantly see enemies pushing up. If you're attacking and you want to see if enemies are pushing up on bathroom, well, go for this camera and you can see them very early on. For E short, I go for this camera. This one allows me to see heaven and sight. Find B site. Camera goes here in the back. It's a very good camera for when you're holding on sight behind the box or in the box. Then we have one here. This one is good for elbow. You can see enemies coming in over there. Then there's another one that I place up here. Also good for when you're holding on elbow, but also works when you're backside. Here's a post-plant camera submitted by Valorant. And it's really good because it's very hidden, but you also see the enemies diffusing if you plant over there. Really nice. For a hookah, I like to do this one. And this one is borderline too common, but you can still catch enemies very easily. Ascent A Site. You set up the camera above window like this, and now you can see enemies coming in on long and short. And this is a very common camera, but this one over here is a bit more uncommon. It's a bit more passive as well. You hide the camera here in the leaves, and now you have a really good retake camera, or just a camera that's passive. If you're jumping out of the window and here on the boxes, you can place the camera over here, and you have a good vision on entry to long as well as short. If you want to go for a retake camera, I recommend this one. Ascent A Lobby. You can go for camera here on the corner, and that allows you to see straight into A Lobby and if enemies are crossing. If you want to go for a more simple camera, this one works equally good. Ascent A Garden. Place the camera from spawn, and now you can see both A short and long. If you go in spawn and jump, you can place the camera here, and you see down long. This one was submitted by Valorant. Here, Ascent Mid. Camera goes here, and now you can send miss as they come in. For B Site, go for the camera above the choke, like this. And then if you want to, you can also go for the camera here, a bit more aggressive. You can see straight in, and if enemies are pushing up. For C window, I recommend this one, and that's for obvious reasons. You just see enemies as they walk in. For Ascent C Site, I would recommend going up on a box here, using a camera over there, and now you can see enemies coming in from long. You don't have that good vision on garage though, but you can fix that with this camera here. You can place it far up, you see very far into long, or you can place it further down and you can see more into garage. Icebox A Site. Jump up on the box and now place the camera up here, and you can see straight down to belt. It's called belt, and that's usually where attackers go if they go for low ground. Then we have another one that you place it like that, and it's a bit more defensive camera in case you want to be safe and defensive. Another alternative is the camera here. Jump up on the box and place the camera right there. And now you can see the orb, but also keep it defensive. There's another one for A Site, and this one is for attackers. You place the camera like that. And now you can see everything on site. Icebox Def Spawn. So the camera going here, you have to jump off the railing, and now you place it on the 0, and you can see straight down mid as well as everything else in Def Spawn. Snowpile. This camera here, it's pretty good for when you want to hold for kitchen. It's a pretty good one because enemies can walk in and you see them through the glass, as well as if they're going mid to B. Another one that you can place here. If you jump and place it, you can see enemies as they walk in tube, as well as when they walk in on B. If you place it further out, like that, now you can see into their attacker spawn. And then there's an alternative camera that you place like this. Bit more aggressive. And then an even more aggressive camera is this one. Now you can see if enemies are walking in, if they're going aggressive, and if they are going for B or A. B Site. Go for the camera here. This camera allows you to see enemies walking in. It's well hidden, and you have a lot of information to work with. A camera that's very good when enemies are walking in for B is this camera here. Atk Spawn cameras. This one here is for if enemies are rushing mid. Very good. Then we have one for when you can get up on the container here, and then you place it on that container, and you see mid, you see kitchen, you see even B long over there. Insane camera. Split A Site. Place the camera here, from CT spawn, and now you can see straight into elbow as well as a tiny bit on site. Then if we go for ramp, you can place the camera here, and now you can see enemies coming up, and it's very difficult for them to notice it unless you tap in and out. For early pushes, I always go for this one. This one is really good because it sees enemies rushing forward, and you can also see them before the barriers go down in the buy phase. An alternative camera, in case the other ones get shot, is this one. You move into the corner, crouch, and place it underneath. Now it's a very well hidden camera. Pretty nice. A Lobby. This camera here, on the grey block, is very good for scouting on ramp as well as heaven. You can also scout with this camera, which I prefer, is because you can see enemies in main, and if you don't see enemies in main, you only have to care about ramp. Mid, we go for this one, in the tree. You can do it from sewers as well as from market. Then we have one for the tubes here, which is pretty good for when you want to see enemies walking into mail room, in case you have a trap, in case you have smokes, or you just want to give info. Split B Site. I go for the camera up here on the wall, and this one makes it awkward for the enemies to walk in because they have to look straight up, and that's also when you can go and shoot them. Here we have one camera on the box. Place it there, and now enemies will be shown when they walk in heaven as well as B main. And if you don't want to do that one, I recommend this one. Very easy to set up, enemies shown in the same way as well. And that's all. Thanks so much for watching.